Hi everyone, I'm Ioannis, a professional MQL developer and founder of XignalCoding.com, and in this video we're gonna create a simple strategy together. It's a strategy with breakouts and grid, and we're gonna use the Prop Grid trading bot in order to demonstrate this strategy. This strategy can be created manually. It's not necessary to have a trading bot, but whoever knows what grids are quite risky ways of managing open positions, and they're extremely profitable, but the risk may be high. So this is why always is preferred to have a trading bot in order to help you minimize your risk, and in case the strategy doesn't go according to the plan, to save you and exit whenever is requested to do that. So let me first of all tell you about what is a breakout strategy. Okay. And I'm gonna create these two lines here, and we're gonna pretend that we're at this point. It's a very good point in order to demonstrate what a breakout strategy is. So we will prepare that we are at this point right here, and we will pretend that this has not happened yet. So at this point, I can look back and decide what is the recent high and the recent low. Of course, this depends on how much back I would like to look at. So if I would like to look that far, 130 bars away, the highest point is this one and not this one. But now, for the purpose of this strategy, I'm gonna pretend that I'm looking, let's say, 20 bars in the past. So if I look back 20 bars, this is the highest point, this is the lowest point. Okay, by the way, I am on the gold and I have selected the 1 minute time frame. Why gold? Gold is very sensitive in breakouts, so the chances of succeeding in this strategy are pretty high. And why the 1 minute time frame? In order to have the opportunity to have some trades to share with you. I don't know if we're gonna have some live trades, but I'm gonna stop the video and I'm gonna continue it after some hours. That definitely we're gonna have some trades and we're gonna analyze them together. So back to the breakout strategy. Now that I have the high and the low point, what I'm waiting for is the market, the price, to drop below the low or above the high point. Whenever that happens, I can decide if I want to sell at this point or buy at this point up. I can do the opposite, but the original breakout strategy says sell when there is a breakout at the low point and buy when there is a breakout in the upper point. And this is what we're gonna do in this case. So pretending again that we are at this point here, we're gonna wait if the market crosses above or below these 2 points, the high and the low. So if I apply the trading bot at this point, the prop grid, the moment that the price dropped below and closed below the low, it was about to execute a sell trade. Okay, and now that I have my entry point here, exactly here, let me change color at this line in order to be. So this is a green line that I'm selling at this point, at the close of this bar. So I will have a take profit. Let's say that I have a safe take profit at 600 points, for example. And I could have a stop loss wherever I want in points. I can do it 1-to-1, so 600 points above, 600 points below. Take profit is equal to stop loss. approximately, and I'm gonna win an X amount or I'm gonna lose an X amount. And here is when the grid takes place and comes into the game. So after having the trade, the sell trade here, the market can go down and give me the profit directly, or it may reverse. It happens a lot actually. So instead of hitting the stop loss that is approximately somewhere here, I could just enable a grid. Now what is a grid? A grid is that I can add several trades, and I'm gonna move these lines. Let's say it's around 200 points, approximately. So let's say that I select a grid distance of 200 points. So every 200 points, if the price keeps going the opposite way, keeps going up, I'm gonna execute a new trade. And whenever the price comes back, the summarized profit is gonna give me a requested profit that I will select from the bot, and I will exit profitably from this trade. Now, maybe all these are a little bit overwhelming to you because I'm trying to be brief, and if you want, you can just drop a comment and I can create an even more detailed video for you. But we can jump directly, show you some of the inputs of the trading bot that we're going to use in order to deploy this strategy, and see how it's gonna go and analyze some of the trades together. I repeat, grids are a very profitable way, and many of the bots that are out there are using grids. But the key thing is that the bot has to always include some safety zones. The bot has to remove everything if the strategy is not working for a certain amount of time. If we are not profitable and we are losing some money, we have to set some boundaries, and we will need to exit and call it a day, and maybe continue another day. Let me delete now the lines that I have here, and let me apply the prop grid on the chart. Before starting, you have to make sure of these two things. First of all, you need to enable the algo trading button here. Make sure that it is a green play button here. And when you apply the bot on the chart, you need to ensure that the allow algo trading is enabled. After that, you go to the inputs, and now stay with me because the inputs in this bot are pretty much there are some options here for you to select, because we have several entry signals, we have filters, we have multiple options in order for you to be able and create your own unique strategy. In this case, I'm gonna demonstrate the breakout, and this is what I'm gonna select from all these inputs that you have. Just a reminder that with the prop grid you can select signals from oscillators, from linear regression, channel, breakout, Bollinger Bands, or a FIBO pullback entry. But as I said, we're gonna select the breakout, and let's go quickly and create our strategy. Before going to the general inputs, lot size, take profit levels, and all this stuff, we will go to the breakout settings that are here. You see every signal generator has its own settings in order to be as much customizable as it could get. The breakout settings are three. Actually, the breakout length of bars, that how much back we're gonna look, how many bars in the past we're gonna look to see if we have a new high or a new low. Okay, and in this case I'm gonna select only 10 bars, and this is not a trading advice. Of course, this is just in order to have some quick trades to demonstrate to you and be able to analyze within the day some of the trades and see how it goes, it's profitable or not. So I'm gonna leave it to 10. We're gonna look back only 10 minutes as we're on the 1 minute time frame. And the selection, of course, if where exactly I wanna buy and sell. If I wanna buy on the high or on the low, and the same for the sell. So in this case, I'm gonna buy when I cross the high, and I'm gonna sell when I cross the low. You can do the opposite if you want. If you have a nice consolidating forex pair or an index or whatever, the choice is always yours. Now let's go to the general inputs that are also very important. The first one is the lot size calculation method. I'm gonna use a fixed method. Remember, there is a complete user guide that you can read it and understand what every input is doing in order to create your unique strategy, I repeat. Now the second selection is if I'm gonna use grid, and yes, as we said, we are gonna use the grid in this case. The lot size also, what lot size I would like to have, this is a demo and this is for demonstration only, so why not? I will be risky. I repeat, this is not a trading advice, guys. Don't follow me for this. It's just a demo that I would like to play around and test this strategy together with you. And actually, it's the first time that I'm testing this strategy on gold and the 1 minute time frame. Usually I use it on higher time frames, but let's see how it's gonna work in this case. Now, how many grid trades can I allow to have? I will leave only 6. Let's not be more risky than that. Now, always the distances in the prop grid can be determined in points or pips if you prefer, or using the ATR. The ATR is a more dynamic way of calculating distances. For example, if you're trading cryptos, for example, ATR is more preferred probably, but for simplicity I'm gonna use points, so the ATR filter is not gonna be enabled in this demonstration. And now the question is, after how many points I'm gonna add a new trade. And in this case, I'm gonna use only 150 points, the default, and I'm doing that again in order to demonstrate the strategy. This is my goal. Okay, this is not what I would use in real life. Signal shift, if I want the bar to close above the high, or if I'm working on the current open bar. So in this case, if this crosses above the high, and if I set this to 0, meaning no shift, I'm going to execute directly at this point here. But if I have the signal shift to 1, I'm going to wait the bar to close above the high in order to have a buy order executed. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait for the bar to close before entering the market. Stop grid if more levels required. This is a safety zone number 1. For example, if I'm gonna complete 6 levels of grid, and if I enable this one, the program is automatically gonna close everything. It's gonna say, okay, we lost this time, so close everything and check for another breakout. As I said, it's a demo account, and I would like to be a little bit risky. When I am exploring strategies, I'm always risky in order to see how much down the balance can go and how much up it can go at the same time. Now, if I want to apply grid trades on a new bar, I'm gonna turn it to false. That means that every time that the price crosses 150 points above or below the last trade, I'm gonna execute a new trade. If this is enabled, I'm gonna wait for the candle to close above or below the distance that I require from the last trade in order to have a new one. Here we lost a breakout, but anyway, hopefully we'll have some other opportunities in the next minutes. So as I said, I'm gonna disable this option. So whenever I hit 150 points away from the last trade, at the opposite side, of course, I'm gonna execute a new trade. This is not used in this case because it's related with the above option. Profit exit for grid. Here are three options, and I'm explaining all of them in the user guide. Very quickly, I have to say the simple is no matter how many grid trades I'm gonna open, I'm gonna aim for one profit. The dynamic is if I have 3 trades of the grid, I'm gonna search for this profit multiplied by 3. So I'm not losing time and money. In this case, I'm gonna have it simple, and I'm gonna select a profit distance same as the grid distance. Let's have it equally. You can add whatever you want, by the way. Now time for the take profit and the stop loss. As I said, I'm not gonna use a stop loss in the first trade, but I am gonna use a take profit level. So the first trade and only the first trade, I give the opportunity, if the breakout is successful enough, to bring me even more profits. So if the first trade is successful, I'm gonna earn more money. If the grid is enabled, I'm gonna aim for a lower profit in order to save the day and proceed to the next breakout. Other than that, you have a magic number. You can add whatever number you want here. The key here is that you may want to have this trading bot loaded in several charts and working in different instruments or the same instrument in different charts, different strategies. And in order for all these to work together but not messing with each other's trades, you have to have a different magic number. I'm not gonna run through all the other options because, as I said, I want this presentation to be very simple. So I'm gonna disable all the filters, MACD filter, ADX filter. The trading window, let's add it until 10 o'clock brokers time. And here you have another level of security if you want to close all of your open trades at the ending time. I'm gonna leave it to false. I'm not gonna use the news filter, but I'm gonna use the drawdown protection in brokers time. The broker's time is a mistake, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna enable the daily drawdown protection, and I'm gonna have it to 4.5. This is actually mostly for prop firm trading, but remember always to have a daily protection. If the grid doesn't go as planned, the bot is gonna close everything and continue the next day. Okay, it's a very important, the most important part of the strategy. Save the day, save your account balance, continue another day. So as I have the daily drawdown percentage, I don't need the general emergency exit. The general emergency exit is in case you have it in a VPS running, you don't look at it. so maybe you can come back in a month and see how it went. So the emergency exit is if a specific loss is reached, to abort, close everything, and close the bot and stop. So pretty much this is it, and I think that we're ready to try this out. You see that we have missed this breakout, nice breakout here, but hopefully we will have more. I think that the lot size that I have selected is a little bit big. Let me lower it a little bit and see how it goes, and we will see later if we're gonna raise it more. After all, this is a demonstration, so I am ready to apply the bot. Everything is ready, and you can just click OK, and here we are. You can see here you will have some stats, the total P&L, the daily P&L, commissions and swaps paid. Commissions depends on the broker that you are using and how they display the commissions. And the drawdown limit is enabled, so in case I cross below this this amount, I'm gonna stop everything and I'm gonna save my account. The news are not active, so nothing to display here, and it just started. Now it will look back for the last 10 bars and identify the recent high and the recent low. The recent high is the recent low is here. The recent high is here, but this is a special case. This is not gonna taken into consideration if we were at this bar, the red bar here, because it's a trend in motion. Now it is active. Okay, now if we close above, we're gonna have our first trade. We're waiting to see if we're gonna close above this level. Remember, we have the shift set to 1 and not to 0. If we had it to 0, we should have executed at this point exactly. So we could have a trade right now. But this is an option for you. You can select whatever you want. You can wait for the bar to close above if you want, and enter the market then that you have a, let's say, confirmation. So I'm gonna wait some seconds, and here we are. We have our first trade. We have a potential profit here at 600 points that is gonna bring me 51 euros. Okay, and it's a good profit for one and only trade. The interesting part is that if we drop below around that low, 155 and 50, I'm sorry, we could have a new trade, and it's interesting to see, very interesting to see how it works in cases like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pause the video, and I'm gonna come back in some hour. I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave the bot do what it's doing and see if I have a profit, how the grid worked, how the breakout worked, and we're gonna decide together if this strategy is good enough to follow or not. So I'm leaving you now, and we're gonna be in touch in a couple of seconds for you, in a couple of hours for me. Cheers. So we are back again, and some minutes have passed, and we have some trades, some grids enabled, and the total profit until now it's 63.31 euros. So here is the first trade, and we see that we went up at this point, but we didn't catch the take profit of 600 points. Later the price went down, and a first, second, and a third, and a fourth level of grid was enabled. The price quickly came back, and at this point we had an overall profit of these 4 trades 5 trades in total. So we took the profit, we closed, we saved our first trade, because remember, if we had a stop loss somewhere here or at 600 points, this could have resulted in a loss. Remember that using grids, we are taking advantage of the nature of the markets, that the price is not going only to one direction usually, but it comes in waves, it pullbacks. Please note that at this point, despite the first trade was enabled a buy trade, the bot detected a breakout at the downside. So no matter that the first leg was enabled, the buy leg, the sell was also enabled at this point. And at this point, again, we didn't make it to 600 points of profit, direct profit. So after that, 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of grid was again enabled, and here we had the overall profit, and in this case we ended up with a profit for this trade, and this circle was closed. Similarly, we had another breakout. Here we can see the buy and again levels, grid levels that survive the trade, and again the same with the sell side here. Pretty much this is it, and this is how you can almost always be profitable. I remind you that the risk in this case, in this example, is high, but I do have the daily protection enabled, so I'm covered if something doesn't go as planned. And another reminder is that in this case we aimed to one profit, meaning 150 points of profit. But if I have selected the dynamic way of my profits, my grid profits, we could exit somewhere here, and this could result in higher profits, and more specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied by 150 points. And this is how grids can become even more profitable. Remember always to test your strategies before you go live. It's always recommended to have a demo and play around, and always be protected with the daily protection and the general protection. So this is it in about how many minutes? It was 63 bars, that means approximately 1 hour. We had this profit without a significant risk. That's all from my side. There are gonna be also other videos with some other strategies that I'm gonna explain and test with you, and please, you can leave a comment which one of these would you like to be the next strategy that we're gonna create together. And why not, we could use some of the filters. You can select also the assets that you like, maybe cryptos or forex or whatever you prefer. Maybe the next time we will have a mean reversion strategy. Thank you for being in this video, and please subscribe. It's always helpful, very helpful, and it helps you also not to lose any new videos that are gonna come with some strategies. Your support is always welcome. Until next time, see you guys.